Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.
Hello everyone, welcome to Enterprise Morning on Enterprise TV. I'm Cyril Abaku. Of course, this is the program where we serve you the latest in news, news headlines, analysis, and every bit of content you need to make your morning beautiful. Of course, being the first work day of the week, we can only hope that we are able to set the tone for a great week ahead. But this is Monday, of course, and everything begins on Monday, if you know what I mean. On the show today, we want to begin with the newspaper headlines before we will be taking a look into the other issues that are worth considering, worth a larger conversation. But we want to start with the what the papers are saying this morning, and of course we have the Punch, I have Vanguard, I have Daily Trust, as well as the Guardian, and I'll be beginning with the Punch. My guest in the studio this morning, who will be helping me to make sense of what the headlines are saying, is a barrister at law, politician, as well as public affairs commentator, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid. Barrister, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here.
All right.
You are doing well here.
Thank you. We can only hope so.
Yeah.
All right.
You are going higher.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At the risk of sounding religious, we might as well say an amen to the prayer.
Yeah.
All right. We begin with the Punch, which leads with the bold banner headline. It says, Plateau governor's removal. APC, PDP clash as appeal court sacks third opposition governor. The riders say court orders INEC to retrieve PDP certificate of return. Lalong hails judgment. Ruling party using judiciary to intimidate silent opposition. That's according to the PDP, LP, and NNPP. I want you to quickly react to this. I mean, we saw the Plateau governorship election being upheld at the lower court, at the court of first instance, at the tribunal, and then at the appellate court. It's an entirely different verdict. How do we have two different judgments when ostensibly the evidence is the same, the case is the same, and judges are entirely diametrically opposed? Is that even possible in law?
Yeah, it's possible, but this is unfortunate. It's possible to have a different position in law, because cases are determined based on facts and the circumstances, and in law they say no two facts are the same. So they are likely to be. I'm not talking about Plateau now. I'm talking about the first rider. Why we can have a different decision. But in this case we are talking about, it's unfortunate and it's sad that we are having what we are having today, and I'm not happy about it, because this is more or less like dragging judiciary into the mud. In other words, the little respect that people have for the judiciary is being eroded, because there is no consistency. That's what I want to say. There's no consistency. Starting from in fact, I'm not surprised about this decision. In fact, I was even surprised about the tribunal decision, bearing in mind the previous one regarding the House of Assemblies, the Senate yes, and the Rep, because the same reason, the same grant are the one that are brought to court against the Assembly and the Rep and the Senate. And where the court said those Assembly and the Senate should be sacked, the tribunal said the governor should retain, or the same. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The same fact, the same issue, the same. When I say fact, the same issue. What are the issue? The issue is that, look, they are saying that PDP has no structure in Plateau State at the time the candidates were nominated, and therefore because there's a court order which asks them to go and redo their what's it called?
Their primaries,
and
yes.
that they refuse to do primary in all the states. Let's even agree. Let it be granted that there's a court order to that effect, and that it's not being obeyed. What happened to the decision of the court in the presidential election regarding nomination of candidates?
Exactly.
Because I am one of those who was not satisfied with that judgment regarding nomination, and I challenged it. I said that I disagree with the Supreme Court, even though they are the highest court on the land. That would be encouraging. That for me, that's not even the law. Let's even assume that is the law. That would be encouraging mediocrity, because you see, how can you say the primary of a nomination of a vice president, the current vice president now, Alhaji Shettima, was challenged by the PDP, even at the pre-election matter. They challenged that, if you don't know, they challenged that the pre-election matter.
The judgment came some day before the
yes. So Is a candidate an aspirant?
He's not.
He's a member of a PDP, who parliament is probably
never
challenge. So, and that's what the court is interpreting to say once you are not an aspirant, you can't challenge it. So, what are you? Who will now have the power to challenge it? At the pre-election matter, PDP challenge it. They say they are busybody. At the election tribunal itself, they challenge it. They say it's a pre-election matter. So, at what point or an who can challenge it? That is the first they are saying
in Plateau now.
They are saying once the pre-election matter is only restricting the aspirant, not any other person from not any other candidate. That's what they are saying in Plateau State now. I'm waiting for the Supreme Court. I want to see whether or not Supreme Court will go with what the Court of Appeal said. At that time, I'll not know that look completely we have been captured.
Great. Okay, so we'll take some lighter headlines now. Still from the Punch. I don't miss presidency much, says Buhari. Do you think he doesn't miss the presidency?
It was definitely a way. He's missing it. Only that he's trying to give himself a solution.
Yeah, but I mean,
that is the Daura house that I saw. Is it like the Asofila?
Well,
that is traveling all the time from one place to another, and all these things that is it like
the free
everything?
Yeah, but two things here. We know the president lived more in Kaduna before he became president. And then number two was the fact that when at the inauguration of President Tinubu, he could barely wait for the event to be over. Once Tinubu had been sworn in, he took his wife and left the scene. Perhaps there's something.
No, I think that is a normal process.
Oh, okay.
That is normal process.
Okay.
You go straight to the airport, and that will take the
once the other person has been sworn in. You don't wait until the end of the ceremony.
Yeah.
Okay.
You once that is done, you go to the airport with the last
flight. Yeah.
No, not the last Air Force One.
Air Force One. Yeah.
That's your last ride.
Yeah.
And then they'll drop you there.
Okay.
And that will be all. In fact, sometimes it will be difficult for people to see people that will escort you.
Yeah. because it has.
To Ruben Abati. He said it will be difficult for you to see people. People are not Nigerians. We are just loyal to. We are too selfish. We are too greedy, and then we only look at our interests.
Okay.
So most of them are not looking at Nigeria.
Yeah. So let's quickly move to our last headline from Punch. Adeleke backtracks on acting CJ. APC knocks governor. What exactly is the ado about the appointment and removal of a chief judge in Osun State?
The much ado here is about the process and the way and manner it was done.
Yes.
We are in a country whereby people disregard the rule, they don't give respect to court order, and it's more pronounced in the last regime, where a court will make an order and then they will on their own interpret it in their own way, and then they refuse to follow it, or they will say it's a national interest is bigger than the rule of law. See, when the rule of law is being made, national interest was not considered at that time. So what happened was that there's an allegation, maybe I don't know, according to them, against the CJ, rather than take the proper process to remove him or her. Before even the removal process, they went to court. The woman went to court, and another was granted, restraining the governor or anybody from removing him. Despite that order,
they still went ahead.
That is the process. I'm not saying, for me, I have heard people say the government has no power. The governor has no power to remove CJ. I disagree. If you look at Section 292 of the Constitution, it gave the president, the governor, the power to remove a CJ if there is an address by 2/3 of the members of the House of Assembly, and that based on that address, he can remove the whatever. Then he will not take the other process.
But in this case, we're not sure if the governor made recourse to the state of the
No,
House.
he said so. He said there's a reason that. But what nullified that, as far as I'm concerned, you cannot put something and nothing and expect it to start.
Yes, exactly.
There's already a court order.
Yes,
restraining you. So what you are doing after that order is illegality.
Which you didn't challenge, or
so, yes. So what they are saying, the usual thing in Nigeria, what they are saying that they are not aware because they've not been served.
They've not been served. Okay, let's quickly move to.
But there's another.
Yes.
Now we know. But if truly they've not been served, it can be an excuse.
In a minute, can you?
Yes. You can't rely on paper review or paper publication.
Yes.
And then you know. But we know ourselves in Nigeria.
So can you in a minute, because we need to go to the Vanguard, could you in a minute address the lacuna that always exists between the issuing of another between when the order is issued and when it is served? There's always this. NLC says we've not received and we've not been served. We've not been served. What is really the challenge?
You see, most of
service?
Most of this kind of order are often obtained they are always obtained by way of ex parte. That is why the issues mean it's there like that.
So the other party is in there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they mean by ex parte. Ex parte means that you alone will go before the judge, state your story, and the judge will look at it and give you whatever.
But how quickly can the adverse party be served? In the interest of justice.
Responsibility.
To serve
to ensure that the other party is served.
Okay.
It is your responsibility.
Not the court.
When I say your responsibility, you will not to mobilize the court. If you have a process in court and you do not do anything, it will be there.
No, but is that by law or
by parties? But if you are waiting for if you have an order given to you, you have to apply for certificate copy, and that's what you serve. When you apply for certificate copy and you obtain it, you give it to arrange with the belief of the court or sheriff of the court to go and serve. So the court will not on its own start doing CTC and then say, okay,
I see.
You must, if you don't apply for years, it will be there. Nobody will say come and take.
Great.
So that is why it is. And so when you obtain it, you have to go and serve it. And sometimes when those who want to serve know what is on ground, they will be dodging you, and you may not be able to serve.
And then you may go back and ask for substitute service. Okay, let's now go to the Vanguard. The Vanguard Supreme Court. A rumble in judiciary over nomination of justices. This is the banner headline on the Vanguard this Monday. The writers say names on the FJSC's list excellent. Professor Akinshaye George, SAN. That's what he's saying. No cause for alarm. MJC, CJN. The story once again, rumble in judiciary over nomination of justice. For some time now, the Supreme Court has been depleted in terms of numbers. The required number that they thought they should have, I think they've had about 22, but they had about 7 or 12 at the time.
They had about 11 until last month or so when they become 10.
10, okay. So which means there's clearly been a shortage of hands and of personnel. The criteria for nomination, I wonder why they rumble. The criteria for nomination and so on. What could be the issue here?
No, the issue here is that, let me tell you the truth. Except, like I said, when I say what I want to say today, now, people always attack me and say you are always downgrading the judiciary. If we don't tell ourselves the truth, and we don't know the problem, we won't solve it. We must tell ourselves the problem. We must tell the public the problem. We cannot be hiding and say it's a family issue. We should not be. We should be within us. We should not be saying it outside. No, we are not helping ourselves. Let me tell you, the appointment of judges in this country is one of the major problems in the judiciary. Most of the judges that have been appointed, in other words, merit is no longer the major consideration. Political affiliation, ethnic. Now you can even be legally. You can even say the ethnic is even legally covered
by
federal character.
Yeah, by federal character.
So, the relationship. In other words, family affair now. A judge of a higher court will want to his son or his son-in-law or his brother or whatever to also become a judge. And this government, there was no proper plan or proper thinking before those policies were made, and that's why it's being reversed. So if we're not rather than concentrating in our state, in our country, we are going outside looking for investors. When there is no enabling environment, what we should be doing as far as I'm concerned is to provide an enabling environment. You can't throw billions of naira to people in the name of you are giving palliative or you are giving what they call it, humanitarian support, or they have a name they call it, vulnerable, whatever they give money to. No matter how much you give out, it won't have any effect on it. 5 billion were given out to governors. Did you see any effect around you? Has anybody's life changed?
I haven't got my palliative.
We are not. They will tell you are not entitled, as if you are not solving, you are not bearing the.
But did you get yours?
No, they will tell us it's not enough for people like us. As if we are digging money somewhere. as if the impact of the fuel subsidy removal
didn't get everyone. Yes.
Before now, my small car, I buy the fuel that will fill it is 18,000 naira, and I use it for 1 week. Today, I buy 60,000 naira fuel every week. Every week. That is if I didn't travel. If I travel, it will take a day or two. That's all. So, am I not vulnerable now? They are not. So, and we are not producing. We are not producing. We are focusing on the consumption.
Yes.
It's rather than produce more and then
and as it were, we're opening up our doors now for more for even increased importation.
Yes. Rather than do things that will make us become a
productive nation.
Exactly,
yes.
We're not. I know we are looking for shortcuts. You see, they want to buy vehicle now. We have local manufacturers. They call them. They say they are not manufacturers. They say they only assemble, because that's what one of the status says. say, no, we don't have any car manufacturer country in India. We have manufacturer. Yes, let's even agree that they assemble car. Why can't you encourage them? Yeah, Mr. Funsho Doherty was a candidate in the last election.
Exactly.
Wrote an open letter to the governor regarding the issue he noticed in the procurement policies of the government. And he raised certain issues regarding some of them. The one I can remember, I will say, he talked about 200 million naira being assigned for payment of a legal fee for lawyers who defended him in the petition. State money being used to defend the governor.
And he had evidence.
15 million per.
He had evidence.
Let the government come and say, no,
it's not true.
Maybe you have it or not. Say 50 million each for. They mentioned their name. 4 lawyers, I can't remember, the SAN. I remember Ogala, I can't remember the other ones. Say 50 million each for all of them. That is 200 million. We are also being told that 30 million naira monthly is being allocated to the office of the wife of the deputy governor as monthly outreach poverty alleviation program or whatever. The office that is not known to law. You are budgeting money into it. That is the office of the deputy governor. SUV.
Deputy governor's wife or deputy governor?
Deputy governor's wife. Monthly, 30 million. He's also raised the issue of SUV being purchased for the amount SUV for the chief of staff, the 7 million or so for air freshener. Some of those things at this level that we are complaining, some of the things you see there are things that should not even be coming out now. Because this is the time we are complaining that people are suffering. That
no, but if the president could budget $5 billion, is it, to buy a yacht? Why?
And then to also buy 2.something billion to buy how many billion to buy vehicle for the first lady that's not known to law
for his wife.
And then so how do you see the National Assembly is buying SUV for 160 million naira? You see the point it is the political elites who are in charge they know how to take care of themselves, and they will ask.
Yes, they do.
They do.
And at that point, they're another APC or PDP, are they?
Of course. No, it's not about. You see, we made this mistake. I tell people, when you say PDP are doing bad, APC is doing bad. People who are saying PDP destroy this country, majority of them are not. 80% of them are in APC today.
In the kitchen,
80% of them are in APC today. So and the people will follow and say it's because it's an APC man. For example, the Labour Party we are talking about. Most of the people in Labour Party today, most of those who contested election under Labour Party today, majority of them are either those who fail to get ticket from the APC or PDP, or those who are not happy about the way things are done in APC in terms of them not being given a position, and the one in Labour Party. So how do you see them different from the ordinary politician that is in Labour Party? People will not say they will not just vote for you. Just once you are in Labour Party, they vote for you because they see you as was you an APC, they vote for you because you are an APC. So we're not even serious about this. For me, these are one of the ways of asking for accountability, and I want to commend Mr. Funsho Doherty, and I expect the government of the Lagos State to come either.
But there's no known history of people.
Yeah, Mr. Funsho Doherty was a candidate in the last election.
Exactly.
Wrote an open letter to the governor regarding the issue he noticed in the procurement policies of the government. And he raised certain issues regarding some of them. The one I can remember, I will say, he talked about 200 million naira being assigned for payment of a legal fee for lawyers who defended him in the petition. State money being used to defend the governor.
And he had evidence.
15 million per.
He had evidence.
Let the government come and say, no,
it's not true.
Maybe you have it or not. Say 50 million each for. They mentioned their name. 4 lawyers, I can't remember, the SAN. I remember Ogala, I can't remember the other ones. Say 50 million each for all of them. That is 200 million. We are also being told that 30 million naira monthly is being allocated to the office of the wife of the deputy governor as monthly outreach poverty alleviation program or whatever. The office that is not known to law. You are budgeting money into it. That is the office of the deputy governor. SUV.
Deputy governor's wife or deputy governor?
Deputy governor's wife. Monthly, 30 million. He's also raised the issue of SUV being purchased for the amount SUV for the chief of staff, the 7 million or so for air freshener. Some of those things at this level that we are complaining, some of the things you see there are things that should not even be coming out now. Because this is the time we are complaining that people are suffering. That
no, but if the president could budget $5 billion, is it, to buy a yacht. Why?
And then to also buy 2.something billion to buy how many billion to buy vehicle for the first lady that's not known to law
for his wife.
And then so how do you see the National Assembly is buying SUV for 160 million naira? You see, the point is the political elites who are in charge they know how to take care of themselves, and they will ask.
Yes, they do.
They do.
And at that point, they're another APC, not PDP, are they?
Of course. No, it's not about. You see, we made this mistake. I tell people, when you say PDP are doing bad, APC is doing bad. People who are saying PDP destroyed this country, majority of them are not. 80% of them are in APC today.
In the kitchen,
80% of them are in APC today. So and the people who follow and say it's because it's an APC man. For example, the Labour Party we are talking about. Most of the people in Labour Party today, most of those who contested election under Labour Party today, majority of them are either those who fail to get ticket from the APC or PDP, or those who are not happy about the way things are done in APC in terms of them not being given a position, are the one in Labour Party. So how do you see them different from the ordinary politician that is Labour Party? People will not say, they will not just vote for you. Just once you are in Labour Party, they vote for you because they see you as was in an APC, they vote for you because you are in APC. So we're not even serious about this. For me, these are one of the ways of asking for accountability, and I want to commend Mr. Funsho Duarte, and I expect the government of the Lagos State to come and either.
But there's no known history of people raising this sort of dust and getting any mileage out of it.
Yeah, I agree.
If you recall, in 2015, there were allegations of Governor Fashola spending funds for 200 million naira to build websites. After it was nominated for minister.
You see why this is nothing will happen. Because most times we left this thing to either they want one by Satunji to come and fight for them.
Yeah.
They want one set up to come and fight their fight. They want one opposition, but people will tell you. Even some of the senior will say, "Where are the oppositions? Where are the opposition?" I don't want to mention.
As if he can sponsor public interest litigation.
As if the opposition are the only person who should be challenging the government. As if he is not being affected.
Yes.
By the impact of lack of good governance.
Yes.
Of those. So we should not leave it to the opposition. We should not leave it to the activists. We will not leave it to the lawyers. It's a Nigerian thing. We all have to come out. When we had in 2012, Occupy Our Daughter.
Yes.
It wasn't the Labour.
Yes.
When I say Labour now, I'm not talking about Labour Party.
Yes.
It wasn't Labour Union.
Yes.
That organized that. The protest. Yes. It was individuals.
Nigerians.
And most of these individuals, not in Nigeria, most of these are politicians. Most of these individuals are in power today. They were the ones that organized.
Very correct.
Yes, and today they are in power. So that's why some people are asking for opposition to come and also sponsor a protest against the government. But we cannot be waiting for oppositions. We all Nigerians should be opposition to the government in power if truly we want a good governance or we want change in our society. Because most politicians are the same. What they are looking for is their own interests. They want to occupy position, and that's all. And sometimes some of them, I'm not talking generally, some of them are people with genuine intention in them. But when you have few people in our democracy, what they call it, majority carry the day. Minority have their say. So as a minority, if you are there, you can't say anything. Whatever you say, people will not even hear you. So you have to also just do like this. So we need to be more involved in it, so that we have more people who have the interest of Nigeria in that position. Otherwise, nothing will happen. I tell you, in fact, the government may not even respond to this issue, and it will die just like that. By tomorrow, next tomorrow, another issue will come up. That one is gone. Forget this one. And some people will even carry protest, placard. Say,
leave the governor alone.
Exactly. It's a positive that is still. They will say it's still the 2023 defeat. Still affecting him. That's what they say. So you see, that's what
yes. But Tunji Abdulhamid, this will be a fine place to drop the anchor this morning on Paper Review. It has been a very good time having you help us make sense of everything that has come out of the headlines that we read this morning. We would like to have you some other time, but for now, thank you very much for coming. It's a pleasure.
It's my pleasure to be
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
you very much. All right.
Thank you very much.
So that's it for the first segment this morning. Up next, we will be looking at the judgment of the Court of Appeal. Does it sit with you? Does it not sit with you? Let's have that discussion in a moment.
Enterprise TV, your one-stop shop for news, programs, human angle stories, the economy, sports, and much more. We go the extra mile to bring incredible details to you. So hop on the train now. Enterprise TV, a tradition of